Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review After School Massacre, where some students just don't make the grade.
Written and directed by Jared Lee Masters and brought to us by Brain Damage Films. After School Massacre is about a teacher who gets fired and goes on a killing spree, killing a bunch of underwear-clad teenagers. What do we like about this film, guys?
The underwear-clad teenagers, of course.
Obviously.
They were all sexy.
And showing a lot of butt.
They definitely stripped whenever they needed to, and they were babes. It was kind of weird that so many sexually suggestive things happened with this one Luke character.
It's a Boilermaker. It's what real men drink.
Luke was the best character in this entire film. He is playing that douchebag, but god damn it, I love him for it.
Yes, he was very reminiscent of Night of the Creeps, the Bradster.
You girls throw the stupidest slumber parties ever.
No, we don't.
You could tell they were having fun, you know, they seemed to be enjoying themselves filming this movie. So it came across nice.
You had two dorky guys creeping on the girls. They added a little bit of comedy. Those guys were cool. It was shot decently. I mean, they could have fixed a shit ton, but it was okay.
What were our favorite kills in this movie?
My kill goes out to Luke's girlfriend. We see the killer grab a mailbox, and the mailbox just comes out of nowhere, knocking her in the face. I loved it because of the humor of her getting hit in the face with a mailbox.
My favorite kill is when somebody gets drowned in a tub of apples. I like this because not only was there an awesome, GoPro cam, but having read the trivia, this was actually supposed to happen in a hot tub, but they didn't have a hot tub, so they just did it in a bucket of water.
My favorite kill, the killer runs up and grabs an electric carving knife. This kill was funny because you don't see any of the cutting, but you see blood pouring down and then being squirt on the wall, and then finally he slowly lets her go, and then he just steps over her and nonchalantly walks away.
He stepped over her like that guy in Star Trek, how he gets onto his chair.
Yeah.
What don't we like about this film? According to IMDb, and we are a little hesitant to believe this, it says that it was shot on a $40,000 budget. What I do believe is that it was written in 6 days and filmed in 5. $40,000, which I guess would be, $8,000 a day in filming?
It wasn't shot on a red. They weren't shooting with any RE lights or anything. This was not an $8,000 a day set. This was somebody's house. The biggest problem with this film, aside from some of the terrible acting, is the music. Every single scene has some kind of Fruity Loops or Garage Band sample playing almost at the exact same audio level as all of the voices, so you can barely hear anyone speak in the whole movie.
I would say it's louder than the voice.
In some scenes, it actually is louder.
Other than the music, the acting was bad. You know, right off the start, you have the girls in the slumber party, and it's supposed to be this emotional suicide scene, but didn't play off well.
I didn't care about any of the characters other than Luke. And that's a big problem. If you don't care for any of the characters, know any of the characters' names, why even bother watching it?
Their personalities were all the same, except for maybe the girl who owned the house. They all acted like stupid sluts that wanted to drink what we would consider small amounts of alcohol.
But it's like almost 45 minutes of just girls on beds talking.
So the killer was a horrible actor. I don't even know how to describe his acting.
Don't go and try and impress me now, Devin. You two barely passed that test.
It was horrible. He shouldn't... Stop it.
Not only was Mr. Anderson a terrible actor, but he also had probably one of the worst disguises ever. It was exactly what he wore to work that day, and a beanie that he cut holes in right when he pulled up to the house of the girl he wanted to murder. It made him look like Dumb Donald from Fat Albert, and we knew who the killer was in 5 minutes.
I will say, it led to one of what I think was the funniest scenes. He ties up this, I guess what would be the star of the movie. He leaves, he comes back in, he takes the beanie off, and then he's like, oh, I'm here to rescue you. But he's still wearing the shirt and tie.
A big disappointment for me was the amount of screen time that Mindy Robinson got. You'd probably know her best from King of the Nerds. She introduces every single challenge as Pom Pom Kitty. I saw that she was in this movie, and she's literally on screen for about 8 seconds. I'm very upset with this decision.
They easily could have casted her as the mom instead.
But that was played by Dawna Lee Heising, who you've probably seen interviews on her Ion Entertainment, I believe is what her show is on YouTube. She's all over the place. I recognized her immediately, and she's very recognizable. But she doesn't finish her blowjobs.
Zip it up. We're a block away from home.
Nobody finished blowjobs in this movie.
If we have one pet peeve, besides not getting it, it's starting it. And then not finishing it. Let's give our final thoughts and ratings.
After School Massacre, brilliant title, cool concept, terrible movie, acting, story, everything, brutal. The only saving grace is the fact that we have beautiful looking women dancing around in underwear and Andrew Phillips playing Luke, providing us with hilarious one-liners. This movie sucked. And that being said, I'm going to give this 1 fruits on my belly out of 5.
Fruit on my belly, fruit on my belly.
This movie sucked. It couldn't keep my attention. It's so forgettable. We watched it probably half an hour ago and I can't remember fucking shit. I think people are going to say, oh, it was a nod or a parody of slasher movies or like sleepover movies. It's not. That's an insult to parodies. Considering all those things, I'm going to give this half a Fulio out of 5.
That's a fake Coolio. They've both said it, and I completely agree. I think this was a terrible movie. I don't think much of the acting was very good. There were no on-screen kills whatsoever, and I didn't really care about anyone in this movie at all, so I don't know why I would want to recommend this to you guys, because it's not a very good movie. I'm going to give this half a wasted ham out of 5. Usually we would do a film cynics for this kind of movie, but we kind of feel like we're cheating the filmmakers. They at least deserve a half a star because they're making something.
So we're gonna make an effort to review it as normal despite the ratings.
So as always, like this video and recommend any cool movies in the comments below. Specifically, maybe Slumber Party Massacre movies or anything with a massacre at the end. I think we have Amateur Porn Shoot Massacre upstairs to watch still. To stay up to date with everything Bloodbath, make sure you subscribe.